Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about our experience as first years at Cal Poly SLO. My name is Sydney, I'm an industrial engineering major.
I'm Aiden and I'm a computer engineering major.
And I'm Pablo and I'm a business major.
So for a little bit of background information, we're going to be talking a little bit about what we did in high school and our stats and all things like that to get into the school. For starters, we went to high school together in the Bay Area, Northern California, and
I went to high school in San Diego.
So I think we should probably start with our weighted and unweighted GPAs.
Alright, weighted, in high school I had a 4.4 and then unweighted 4.0, I think.
Really? Oh, okay. Unweighted, I had something around like a 3.8 and my weighted was 4.1-ish.
I think my unweighted was around 3.9 and my weighted was around a 4.2.
I took 7 AP tests, but I failed most of them. I passed 4 of them, but they didn't really matter at all. I passed a couple of AP histories, got 3s, and then somehow 3 on computer science. But yeah, that was it for APs. I only took 7.
Do you think that like helped you? Or do you think that like
no,
that's
I honestly don't. I don't think AP classes really. I don't think they look at that much, honestly.
I think it's more for like your degree progress and if you want units to be counted for once you're in school. I feel like it counts to more than I thought, but I don't think it's like super important. Something that like you should have a lot of focus on. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think APs are not necessarily important for getting in. I mean, they might be, but I think they really count towards like college credit. And I took 5 APs in high school and I passed all the AP tests for all those.
And like extracurriculars, I played soccer in high school all 4 years, golf 1 year. I played roller hockey my whole life, so I talked a lot about that. I also played ice hockey, and that was pretty much it. More stuff about like volunteering at camps and whatnot. And yeah, I didn't have a job in high school though, so that wasn't very helpful. But at Cal Poly, so you don't have to write, one thing is interesting, you don't have to write essays, so yeah, extracurriculars are kind of important at least, and then mainly your grades and that kind of thing.
I did competitive dance all throughout high school. I was the social media intern for a local nonprofit, and I had like 3 jobs. I was a dance teacher for one of them, and I was involved in the president of a few clubs.
I wrestled in high school. I did golf and a little bit of track and field, and then mainly just like some volunteer clubs. And yeah, I also had a job during high school. So Cal Poly has 2 main forms of orientation to kind of introduce students to the school, which is SLO Days and Week of Welcome, also known as WOW. So what were your experiences? Let's start with SLO Days.
SLO Day, I did in-person SLO Days. I know at least through COVID, a lot of SLO Days was done online. I did it in person.
I think all 3 of us did it in person.
It was not that good of a time, not very enjoyable. I mean, you meet a couple people, which is cool. You're kind of with your group for most of the time, but a lot of it is kind of listening to presentations and whatnot, and then there's not really that much group time, more of kind of talking over what we learned through the presentations. But it was cool to kind of get a sense of what the school's like, get to look around the campus, and I mean, you meet a couple people.
Yeah, another cool thing about SLO Days is you actually stay in the dorms too, so you get like a little bit of a sense of what dorm life is like and having a roommate too, because you just meet your roommate there for the first time. Yeah, it wasn't super fun, but it was like a nice introduction to the school and you do get to meet people. Like it's a good opportunity to start putting yourself out there.
Yeah, personally for me, I had a decent SLO Days experience, but I definitely think the biggest thing is to put yourself out there because they do hold events like at night during SLO Days where it's kind of, you're not with your group and you just kind of get to go wherever you want. And I know a lot of kids go to the
line dancing.
There's like line dancing, at least for us. And I did meet a bunch of people there. So I think the biggest thing is if you want to meet people, you can, but you definitely have to be the one to put yourself out there. So I think that's like the biggest opportunity at SLO Days.
Yeah, I just sat in my room during that time.
You didn't even go to
No, I literally didn't. I sat in my room and watched YouTube.
We were at the same one.
Oh, you were? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So
But
don't do what I did.
But I think WOW is like a lot different.
Yeah,
Personally.
WOW is a lot
So
different.
what was your
So, I think Cal Poly is pretty well known for its orientation. I feel like I've read a stat that has the #1 orientation. That might be wrong.
I
don't know,
believe
it's
that.
subjective. But WOW is kind of that's the main part of that week of welcome. WOW. Definitely, SLO Days is required, right? SLO Days is required.
They're both
Yeah.
required.
No, WOW's not required.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Never mind. WOW's required. Definitely go to WOW. WOW is a lot more fun than SLO Days. You get put in about, my group is like 33 people. It's people that are living in your, people that are living in your building as well. So kind of cool to meet people that are going to be living around you. And definitely a really good time. You get 2 WOW leaders. You have a lot of events during the week. We went on like a boat tour, which is like kind of cool. I know people do like rollerblading, they watch movies, bowling, go to the beach, whatnot. And that's definitely a much better time to meet a lot of people and get a sense of what school's really like.
I don't know. Like you said everything.
I don't know. Well, okay, we can like cut some of this out.
For me, at least, I met some of my best friends that are still some of my best friends throughout Cal Poly during WOW week. I came in kind of, oh shit, fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I can kind of go for it.
Okay, sorry. No, let me read it.
You just talked hella.
Yeah, you read it.
So personally for me, WOW was actually a great experience. I met some of my best friends through WOW week, and they're still some of my best friends now. And we did a lot of fun stuff. My WOW leaders were great. I do know of some, because WOW leaders are basically like they're mainly second and third years at Cal Poly. So I think that can really make or break your experience. I know some of my other friends did not have the best WOW leaders, and that kind of made WOW week not as fun as for someone like me. I had great WOW leaders, so I love WOW week personally. We did a lot of fun stuff.
I have nothing to say about WOW.
I can say something. I kind of had the opposite experience. WOW is not really that fun for me. I think WOW is really, like you saying earlier, a time that you really need to put yourself out there and try to meet as many people as possible. Just talk to people. And I knew that coming in, but I definitely did not do that. I know a lot of people in my WOW group are still friends today. There's like a group of probably 10 of them, all kind of a big friend group. But I didn't really meet any of my close friends in WOW. But it definitely is a great experience to do so. And then me and Sydney are going to be WOW leaders next year too. So if you're watching this and you're in a WOW group,
what's up, guys?
good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Also, one more thing about WOW.
Okay, I have something to say. So I also didn't meet a lot of my super close friends in WOW, and so if you don't end up meeting a lot of people or getting close with anyone in your group, it's not the end of the world. You still have other opportunities to meet people, and you're gonna be okay.
But overall, I'd say WOW is a pretty good time. It's really fun, and it's unique to Cal Poly. So I know I was really excited about it coming in, and you all should be as well.
Yeah, one more thing about WOW. The leaders.
Two more things about WOW.
Two more things about WOW. So a lot of the events, like the WOW leaders are all coordinating. So technically, you don't have to because a lot of them are early in the morning. And at least I know for some WOW groups, what made their WOW group kind of suck was no one went to the stuff just because it was like early in the morning, or like people were just kind of lazy and didn't want to go to the events. I think that it's important to, it might suck having to get up at 7 to like go to something, but I definitely think you should try to go to everything, because that is some of the best ways you're gonna meet a lot of people is during WOW week. So I think you should put yourself out there.
Also, take advantage of the fact that you're not taking classes yet. Like,
Oh,
you're
The day is
meeting
yours.
all these new people, and you don't have the stress about worrying about classes and homework and stuff like that. I would take full advantage of that and really appreciate it in the moment.
And take the time to ask your WOW leaders questions. I know I learned a lot about Cal Poly during WOW week, just because, I mean, they're students too. Like, don't be afraid of them. They're only like a year older than some of us. Like, they're students. They feel free to ask them questions too.
All right, one of the most stressful things I think about getting accepted and then committing to Cal Poly is thinking about who your roommate is going to be in your first year. I think there's 2 ways to do that. Basically, you either have a fully random roommate, or you can pick someone. I know some schools, they have like quizzes you can do that kind of match you with people that has similar answers on those quizzes. Cal Poly does not do that. At least in our year, we don't know if this is how it always is or if it was just in our year, but in our year you can only pick one roommate. So I know many people did that through Instagram. There's a big Instagram account, Cal Poly 2025, that's our year at least. And people would post on there like, hi, I'm Pablo, I do this, I do that. And you can kind of DM them and find people that you might want to room with. That's what I did, so I found my roommate. There's also Facebook accounts and other social media sites that people used. Or just, I mean, maybe if you're coming to school with a friend, you can room with them. And then a lot of people did random as well.
So I actually had 2 other roommates. So we were in a room of 3 people. I chose one of them through the Cal Poly Instagram account, and then the other one was random. And I actually got really lucky, and both of my roommates actually ended up being in my really close friend group. I think something that worked really well for us is we all like gave each other time in the room alone, and I think that really helped with adjusting to school, adjusting to a new place, and I think it made us fight a lot less.
Yeah, I also did mine through the 2025 account. I DM'd him, and we were roommates, and we're gonna be roommates next year as well. So it turned out pretty well. I think one of the biggest things was we live our lives very similarly. We're both decently clean, at least. I think if I lived with someone that was a little bit more messy than I was, it'd kind of be different. So I think talk about that a lot. And someone else go?
Okay, so unlike them, I actually was completely random. They just matched me with someone, and I just kind of, yeah. So basically my experience with that is I had a great experience with my roommate, which I think is not like,
it's not uncommon.
It's not uncommon, but for a random roommate, like my roommate was great. And one of the biggest things I think that some people need to realize is like, you don't need to be best friends with your roommate.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you are living with them, and yes, you're gonna see them a lot because you are staying in the same room. You do not need to be like absolute best friends and hang with your roommate. Like, actually, I wouldn't even encourage that, because it is good to go out and meet new people and not just kind of stick to your own roommate like the entire time. So like for me and my roommate, we were great friends. Like we talked. So for me, although me and my roommate were really good friends, we did not hang out a lot outside the dorms, which I think is perfectly fine. We were still pretty close, and we did share like a good connection. I was comfortable around him, and he
helped you a lot.
Yeah, he helped me a lot in class. Yeah, we'll get to that later. But he was great. I don't think choosing random is a bad decision at all if you can't find someone. I just didn't look, so that's why I chose random. But I think a lot of people have made great friends with random roommates, so that don't diss that option.
I think though, if you are pretty particular about the way that you like your room, I think it might be good to find a roommate on one of like the Instagram, Facebook, any of those apps. I think it might be good to look on there before going with random.
Yeah, I think definitely for me, I knew I wanted to be able to choose my roommate. I was kind of nervous about the random option. I don't think it is a bad option, especially if you're living with 3 people and maybe you choose one or they're both random. I mean, you're kind of guaranteed to like someone or be connected to at least one of them. But,
and if not, it's okay.
If not, it's okay. But I do know some people who had random roommates and they did not click with their roommate well at all. But there's also situations like Aiden where they click pretty well. So it's kind of hit or miss. But also, I also know people who pick their roommates and they end up not clicking that well at all too. So you never know. But I think, like Sydney was saying, I definitely wanted to find someone that was kind of similar to me and how they lived their life and whatnot. And I was kind of nervous about the rooming situation. I know, at least in my house, I like to have my alone time in my room, kind of sitting there, watching YouTube and whatnot. But that ended up not to really be a problem at all. You kind of, I mean, at some points you don't even really notice you're there, like so used to it.
Yeah.
So you end up getting really comfortable in the room. It's kind of, I mean, you both have your space, but yeah, it was definitely a really good time. The dorms, living with roommate is, you got to do it at least once in your life. So
yeah, I feel like you really learn to adjust and like you have a new perspective on what alone time means. like both of my roommates could be in the room and we're all just doing our own things and it still feels like alone time. But we were also comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, next we can talk about the dorms. There's a few different types of dorms. There's North Mountain, South Mountain. South Mountain are also known as the Red Bricks. There's Sierra Madre and Yosemite, which are kind of similar set up. Now there's the new dorms, which is called Yakitutu. And I know for me coming into Cal Poly, I was quite hell-bent on getting the new dorms, living in Yakitutu. And I thought if I get like Red Bricks or North Mountain or something, that I would kind of die and it would suck. But I ended up getting the Red Bricks, and it really was not that bad. But the Red Bricks, they're quite old. I don't know when they're exactly created, somewhere in the 20th century. There's phone booths. There are phone booths in my hallway, so that's about how old it is. But it was still a really good time. The dorms are really not that nice though, the Red Bricks. I mean, the bathrooms are kind of bad. They're clean, at least somewhat. At least mine were. But yeah, also in the Red Bricks, we lived, at least the first floor of my building was co-ed, and then the floors above that, the bathrooms were not co-ed. But the whole dorm is set up in a co-ed fashion. And yeah, the Red Bricks are really not that bad. If you get the Red Bricks, you're not gonna die. The dorms don't shape your life at Cal Poly.
And I live in the towers, or I live in Sierra Madre. I mean, one quick thing, Sierra Madre and Yosemite are very similar setup. They're both kind of like the towers, right? Yeah. So I live in Sierra Madre, and Sierra Madre is kind of shaped in like, you go in, like if you go outside your room, you're basically in like a big circle, and like you see everybody else's room, and like in the middle is like a big common room. So I had a great time in Sierra Madre. Sierra Madre set up so I'm pretty sure it's either it goes girl, boy, or boy, girl, boy. So
The floors.
Yeah, the floors. So there's 3 floors in each tower, and they're set up kind of that way. It's pretty close to everything. Pretty close to VG. Pretty close to
which is the dining hall.
Which is dining hall.
Mr. Conde.
Yeah, and I had a great time. But they are not the newest dorms either. But I think they're a little newer than the Red Bricks. So
Hold on. Sorry. Okay. So I got blessed with the new dorms, Yakitutu. Guys, just joke.
Yeah, go.
You both will do.
Bless.
go.
Yeah. They're nice.
So I got lucky enough to get put in the new dorms, Yakitutu. I was in Chilcokunit, if you get that building.
Yeah, shout out Mirror too, the Red Bricks.
Shout out Tower 3.
Shout out Mirror. Best Red Brick.
Red
Best
brick.
one,
Best Red Brick. Mirror.
So I was also like, I was super set on getting the new dorms, but honestly, after like meeting people who were in like other buildings and stuff, I realized that it wouldn't have been the end of the world, like you were saying, if I didn't get them. But honestly, it was really nice to have like a more spacious room. I think we have like some of the biggest rooms in the school, even if I was in a triple. We also had study rooms and like a full kitchen on the first floor, and the bathrooms are all new. Mine are also gender inclusive, so everyone uses the same bathroom. But it was really nice to have like new amenities, big rooms, and like a lot of space. But I don't think that it's crucial that you get the new dorms at all. I think it's more dependent on what learning community you choose, which is how at Cal Poly they do the rooming situation. So like each dorm is like a different college at the school, or they do like cultural communities, or they have like a leadership one. But I think we all picked based on our major.
Yeah. One more thing about Red Brick, or kind of how the dorms are set up at least. The Red Bricks is kind of like the typical dorm setup, I feel like. It's like a hallway with different rooms and whatnot. The North Mountain, also known as NOMO, is like a motel setup. So you open your door and you kind of like, you see like,
I don't get North Mountain.
You see like the outside. North Mountain, I think, is the worst dorms.
Yeah, North Mountain.
So, also not the end of your life if you get North
Don't get North Mountain.
Okay.
But some people don't get to choose.
Yeah, no one gets to choose.
One more thing about Sierra Madre, so like it's all the towers, and then there's a community center, which basically is like, it's like kind of in the middle of all the towers. There's like a foosball table, ping pong table, a piano, and a lot of people do homework there. And then also that's where our kitchen is I personally know like one person who ever used that kitchen like one time. So if you're in towers, I would not come in with like the idea that like you're gonna be cooking a lot, because it's like one really small, kind of crappy kitchen.
Yeah.
That I barely ever saw anyone using it. So
yeah, my kitchen was not very nice either. My roommate used it like every single day though. He's probably the one person that only used it. But I mean, it worked. On Red Bricks, you have the first floor. There is a decently sized common room, also ping pong table, foosball table, pool, and then there's a big study room. So a lot of people studying there all the time. There's usually like 5 to 10 people in there at all times, kind of. And then the second and third floor don't have any kind of common room or study room. Kitchen's also bad.
Yeah, that's one thing about the new dorms is we don't have any like game room. We don't have a foosball table. We don't have ping pong table. We just have study rooms and like a common space. But yeah, we don't have any games.
Your study rooms are all like separated out. They're kind of smaller.
Yeah.
And there's ones on every single floor. Like we just have one big one on our first floor in the Red Bricks. And I mean, you guys had a lot.
Yeah, we had 2 study rooms on each floor, and then like a common area with like a microwave and a water bottle filler.
Yeah. And if you like want to see what they look like, there's plenty of videos. You can like check out like Sierra Madre.
Put a picture right here.
Yeah, you'll probably see it. You'll probably see it. And is Sierra Vista in the door?
No, that's an apartment.
Yeah. There's also Sierra Vista and
PCV. Poly Canyon
she's
Village.
doing the next year. That's for the second years.
Yeah, that's second year housing,
it's
their
like far off
apartments.
in the corner. And then
Okay, and there's also something called learning communities, and this is, at least for our year, how we chose the dorms is we basically just chose our learning community. And what a learning community is if you might know, each major basically has a learning community along with it. So something like industrial engineering is going to be in the College of Engineering, business is going to be in OCOB or Fairleigh College of Business, and then something like physics is going to be in COSAM, which is the College of Science and Mathematics. And at least for our year, this is how we chose each dorm. And basically, each dorm is assigned a learning community. So, like, for you...
For this year, at least for our year, OCOB was in the Red Bricks or in the Towers. Are kind of split. And Yakutu is basically all the engineers.
And COSAM.
Yeah. And I think, like...
And we had overflow, too. So, like...
Yeah, there's a few other types of...
We have the biggest dorm, so, like, people who don't fit and other ones will be in Yakutu, too.
And there's also there's other different learning communities, like there's substance-free, I think healthy well-being or something like that. There's different ones, not just based on your major, but a lot of people kind of choose it based on your major. And that changes every year, so at least I know, I mean...
For next year?
For our year, engineers were in Yakutu, but next year they're going to be in NOMO. So it changes a lot. I was in Red Bricks. I know the business majors are typically in the Towers, but again, that changes. And also, so I wouldn't like pick your learning community because you think you're going to live in a specific dorm, because it changes every year.
Yeah.
So I know people try to do that and then got some kind of dorm they didn't want and whatnot. But
and also one thing about at least for our year, you don't have, just because you're in COSAM doesn't mean you have to choose COSAM as your dorms. You can choose kind of whatever you want. But I think like if you want to meet people in your major, you should probably choose.
I definitely think that you should pick a learning community that goes along with your major, because you're taking the same classes as those people. It's the people that you're going to be working around basically the next 4 years of your life. I think it's good to like live around them and see the same people over and over again, so you can make friends easier.
Yeah, but you can, like if you're an engineer or whatnot, you could choose to live in the business community. You can just pick it. I know some people that did that, so that's also an option. And
I really don't think that's a good idea, but yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Food. Campus food.
Campus food. So something that I heard a lot about before moving to Cal Poly was how horrible the food is. To be honest, I think the worst thing about it is probably that there aren't a ton of options. So, but it's not like the worst food in the world. And obviously, like if you get food poisoning, that's not...
You get food poisoning.
Yeah, That's not like something that's unique to Cal Poly. That happens at every school. So what are the food options?
So the main dining hall, which is where most like kind of first years eat, is called Vista Grande, also known as VG. So you guys want to talk about VG?
VG is kind of, I know at least a lot of my friends at their schools, their dining hall was like you have a plate, you put stuff on the plate, and you kind of move around, sit wherever you want, whatnot. VG is kind of, I mean, to me, it's like an indoor, I don't know, food court more kind of thing. Like you order on Grubhub.
You order on the app.
Works. You order on Grubhub.
Or you can order in person.
Yeah, I honestly have never seen anyone order in person on Grubhub. I do it myself, but you order on Grubhub, it'll tell you, like, let's say I wanted to order streets, that's one of the options. They have burritos and whatnot. It also changes. But yeah, you order on Grubhub, it'll tell you how long the line is as well, so it might be a 10-minute line. And
that's not very accurate.
Yeah, sometimes it's not that accurate, but it is helpful though as well to know, because if it's like a 2-hour line, you're not gonna get that food in time for class.
Yeah, one thing, during WOW week, set up Grubhub, ask your like second years how to set it up, because at least for me, they showed me how.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to set up.
Yeah.
But you'll get it set up.
Yeah. And the food at VG.
Yeah. Honestly, well, okay, I'll talk about for me at least.
Well, you should say the different restaurants. So like Streets is.
So at VG, there's Streets, Hearth. Some people call it Hearth. If you call it Hearth, stop calling it Hearth. There's Balance,
Noodles,
Brunch, Noodles,
Sweet Bar.
Sweet Bar. And there's kind of a downstairs area where you can get like snacks.
There's also
a deli.
And a deli.
You just discovered the deli too. It's pretty good.
But yeah, I mean, Hearth is more like pizza, Noodles is Noodles, and then Streets is the one that I think is more versatile, kind of changes.
Yeah.
Balance
it's the only ethnic food on campus.
Yeah. Balance is a little bit more healthy. Brunch.
Oh my god, food trucks!
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of other options. No, keep going. There's a lot of other options. There's food trucks.
We'll talk about the food. Like, okay, so VG food. Oh yeah. So I would say the general consensus is it's not that good. It's not like I feel like the menu doesn't really change that much, at least from my opinion. So like I know some people are like, oh yeah, like it was fine like the first quarter, but then you do get tired of it. I got tired of it because they, at least for our year, I feel like they didn't really change the menu that much.
Yeah.
And for me, the food was like, it wasn't inedible. Like I ate it, but like I would definitely say it's mid. That's the best I can say.
For me, coming into Cal Poly, I was not gonna go too slow because I thought the food was so bad. I was gonna go to a different school, but I heard they had a new dining hall, so that kind of changed my mind a little. And still coming in, I thought it was gonna be like absolute garbage. I thought it'd be horrible. So it wasn't that bad. So I was kind of like, I was happy with it. And I think I was one of the few people that actually did not mind the food at all. But I'm also someone that I can eat like the same thing every day and not really bat an eye. That's fine for me. So if you're someone like that, it's really not gonna be that bad. But I know a lot of people are pretty adamant that our food is terrible. But I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was kind of good.
Yeah, I'm not really the type of person who can eat the same thing every day. And I was a little bit nervous. Like if I found something that I kind of liked, I was a little bit nervous to try anything else because I thought it would be really bad. But honestly, just try it. You know, just try new things. Like you might find something that is good. Like I didn't go to Balance for the longest time because I was like afraid of it because it's allergen free, gluten free, vegan, whatever. But it's actually really good and it's pretty healthy and it's a better option than something else, or it's a good change of pace.
I think also the serving size was not that much for me, at least. I know
really?
The option was like the food's kind of expensive too. You have a dining plan.
Yeah, it is expensive.
And it's kind of expensive. So for me, at least when I was trying to get a meal, I was like, this has got to be a big meal. It's got to be worth my money. So that's kind of what I would stick to, like the bigger things.
Yeah. And another thing is, it's really, at least for me, it's really inconsistent. Some of the times I would order like a breakfast bowl, and like it would be like super good portion, a lot of eggs, a lot of potatoes, some sausage and stuff. But other times I would order it and like I would get like nothing. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the breakfast burrito.
Get the
breakfast burrito, but only if it's not if it's sausage.
No salsa.
Don't get it with sausage.
Take out the salsa.
Alright, I'll get it with sausage, but if it was carne asada, It was quite good. I loved that burrito. But sometimes on the menu, it would say it was carne asada, and then it would be sausage. And for someone that was like, loved the carne asada, that was not good. So sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But, should I have other options? Like
Yeah,
besides
other
VG?
options. So in the UU, so the University Union, there is Mustang Station and Red Radish. Red Radish is like a salad bar place, and they also do wraps. This is his favorite.
Okay. I do have to say some stuff about Red Radish.
Big shout out to Red Radish.
Red Radish.
I didn't discover Red Radish until like, I don't know why. Like, I just didn't go there till like the start of the second quarter. Go to Red Radish. It is like.
It is good.
For me, it is like, I loved it. It's basically like Subway, except with like salads and like wraps. I think it's really good. It comes like a bunch of stuff. Like, try it. Just try it. Go there. It's a good portion, and it's like honestly cheaper than like VG.
It is cheaper.
And you get a lot more food.
It's healthy too.
It is, yeah.
There are not that many healthy options, but Red Radish is one of them.
Yeah, go to Red Radish. Go. But one thing about Red Radish is they run out of their stuff. Like, if you go later in the day, they run out of stuff. Like, they might run out of like, I don't know, like chicken or something, which kind of sucks.
And they have weird hours on the weekend, so I would check that.
Check that.
And there's also Mustang Station, or that is part of Mustang Station. But there's Mustang Station, which is like pizza. You buy by the slice. You can get pasta, wings, that kind of thing. A lot of people think the Mustang Station pizza is much better than VG pizza. I disagree, but I don't know. Some people think that. Yeah, VG pizza is fine.
VG pizza was pretty good.
Mustang Station pizza is so much better.
Yeah, I think Mustang was actually like,
yeah,
for like if you want like some pasta, I think it's pretty good actually.
Yeah, Mustang Station is fun. Yeah. There's also
their buffalo chicken wings though. People love those. You should try those.
Food trucks.
Yeah.
Food trucks. Yeah.
Go to the food trucks.
Yeah, go to the food trucks.
They're expensive though. That's why I didn't really go there often. But that food is actually good. I think it's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like local restaurants. They have food trucks that they bring on campus during the week.
Like every day, right?
Yeah, except for the weekends, I think. But yeah, they have like an Indian food place, a hot dog place.
Tacos.
Oh yeah, Mexican food. And there was one like
Barbecue?
vegan place. Oh yeah, and barbecue.
G Brothers.
G Brothers. Yeah.
Go to G Brothers. That's a good try.
They have good pulled pork.
And then also, I think every Tuesday, was it every Tuesday? Sequel?
No, Monday and Wednesday.
Every Monday and Wednesday, sequel tea.
That was a new thing this year.
Yeah.
They had like a boba pop up every Monday.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
They also run out really fast.
Yeah, they run out really fast. So if you want to get that, and there's lines are really long, and also all of this, even the food trucks are on a Grubhub.
Yeah, everything's Grubhub.
Besides Red Radish and Mustang.
And Shake Smart.
Oh no.
Shake
Smart.
Go to Shake Smart. It's better than Jamba Juice. There's also Jamba Juice and VG. There's Jamba Juice and VG at the bottom.
Yeah.
Jamba Juice is Jamba Juice. It's a little worse than normal Jamba Juice, but
it's like
it was a senior project at Cal Poly though.
Yeah, Jamba Juice was created by Cal Poly.
It's not like it's the same menu, but I'll be honest, like I'm an avid Jamba Juice kind of guy.
Me too.
It's not as good as like a regular Jamba Juice in my opinion, but it's still, if you want a smoothie, you can go there.
Yeah, or if you want another smoothie, go to Shake Smart. So Shake Smart's right outside the rec, so you finish up, you work out, whatever, you go to Shake Smart.
Or in between classes, you get an acai bowl.
Yeah, they have acai bowls. They have like peanut butter sandwiches too. They have a bunch of protein shakes. You can like customize everything. It's pretty good. Actually, I went to
Shake Smart every single day, basically. It was very good.
Get the perfect 10.
Get the
I forgot what I got.
the strawberry one.
Peanut butter, banana, something. I don't know.
Yeah, but Shake Smart was good.
Yeah, Shake Smart's good. There's also Starbucks.
Starbucks, they got that every. Oh, Scout.
Oh, Scout.
Scout, they have really good avocado toast,
Scout?
but they also run out all the time.
It's basically Scout coffee. It's just,
it's a local coffee shop. They have like a shop downtown, and then they just opened one on campus.
That's right. That's like literally in Yak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in
Yaki too.
It's super close. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's Starbucks as well. That's in the UU. Starbucks is good. I went
and
there.
Campus Market.
Yeah. There's a Starbucks in the UU and also a Starbucks at Campus Market. And then, that's also Starbucks is kind of worse than the normal Starbucks, I think. But
yeah,
it's good though. Starbucks.
But it's just because they make things so fast, like all day.
The kids in there are working pretty hard.
Shout out.
Campus market. Okay, campus market is good.
Campus market is good.
It's kind of far. It's like kind of on the other side of campus, so I don't really go there.
It's
often.
near like North Mountain and like the engineering buildings though.
Yeah.
So if you're near there,
go there. Chicken sandwich is pretty good.
It's like campus market is basically a grocery store for like students.
Yeah.
On campus, but they also have like you can order stuff too.
Yeah, I would recommend campus market. Is that all the food?
Yeah, this is what they're.
That was basically it. That was all the food.
yeah, because
Subway.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So the
Subway.
only 24-hour food
Yes.
available on campus is Subway, and it's in the middle of campus.
So if you happen to be dabbling
out and about in the middle of the night and you get hungry,
somehow you're out there. Subway.
Subway.
It's pretty
Even
good.
for a cookie.
Subway is good. Always open, reliable.
Always open.
Kind of far also. It's kind of near the
It's
business
right next to the
building,
business, yeah.
next to the library.
Next to Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter Lawn, kind of central spot on campus.
Yeah.
There's Subway. It's good. Always open.
Yep.
I think that's all the food.
Social life. So one of my personal favorite things about Cal Poly is the people who go there. Everyone, like right off the bat, was super nice. Everyone's super friendly, and everyone really, really wants to make friends. Even like in my dorm, like everyone constantly had their doors open. Some of my closest friends are my neighbors, just because we were all like super willing to talk to people and go out of our way to make friends. But I think it's all about like your attitude going into it.
Yeah, I think also one thing about Cal Poly is I know a lot of schools, like if you're in a school in LA, maybe like let's just say UCLA, you're gonna be going there with people that are from the LA area and they already have friends kind of thing. No one is going to Cal Poly, or not that many people are going to Cal Poly from SLO. So everyone's kind of coming together from different places and you're all in the same boat, trying to make new friends, meet new people. But yeah, definitely really put yourself out there. I knew I had to coming in, but I didn't do it as much as I should have. It worked out in the end for me at least, I think. But yeah, definitely put yourself out there. People are very nice and you make a lot of cool friends.
Yeah. For me, like once again, WOW is how I made my friends. I made all my friends like towards the beginning of WOW, and I basically just kind of stuck with them, which is good. But I mean, I also like branched out from there. I do think it is like important to like, if you do like make like a friend or two like in the very beginning, like don't just like stick with them the entire time. I mean, obviously it's good to like be friends with them, but I would say like kind of reach out and like try to like make some friends, like just besides like one person or just your roommate or something, because friends that do grow apart, that's just a fact. And like I think during college a lot of stuff can change, so you definitely want to be able to get out there and make friends.
Yeah. I think make it a goal also, like each quarter, like you're gonna make like 3 more friends. You're gonna get close to 3 more people.
Network.
Oh.
Leave your door open.
Leave your door open.
In the red breaks, literally no one left their door open, at least on my floor. It was just me and my roommate. Our door was kind of always open. So I honestly didn't really have any friends at all in my entire building. I didn't really make any friends in that building. So more of my friends are from different buildings, like Sydney, obviously. Well, coming into school, I already knew Sydney. So that was definitely helpful. That kind of saved me. Like, I met a lot of cool people through her, and then obviously you live in towers and stuff. So I met a lot of people in different buildings. So I wasn't really friends with people in my building, but I know a lot of people in my building were. Obviously, I just wasn't really one of those people.
You're antisocial.
Antisocial. But yeah, I think there's a lot of cool opportunities like clubs, Greek life. Get into Greek life later. But clubs, I'm on the roller hockey team. I play roller hockey, I think I said earlier, like my whole life. So I played on the club team, and I met cool people through that. That was the best part of my first quarter, was playing on that club team. It was super, super fun. I was also in the marketing club for like a really short time. I'm gonna try to get back into that. But you can meet a lot of cool people through clubs. So there's like 400 different clubs, random stuff.
Yeah.
There's random clubs.
Yeah, there's major related ones, and then there's also just a bunch of social ones and like hobbies and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, one thing for me, going into college, I was not an extrovert by any means. Like, I was not the most like social person going into college, but I definitely think that being in college, at least at Cal Poly, kind of made me like get out there, and make friends. So even if like you're kind of like me, like you weren't like the most social person going in, like don't worry. But I guess in a sense, you do have to get yourself out there, like get yourself out there, make friends.
Just take advantage of it too.
Yeah, take advantage of it. Like 95% of people you meet are gonna be like super cool people. They're gonna be nice. Like just take a chance. Like go out there, like say hi.
Yeah, introduce yourself to everyone when you move in, and even like in your classes and stuff. Just like
don't be afraid to say hi.
You can meet cool people in classes and stuff.
Yeah, and like group stuff.
Okay, next we can talk about Greek life and kind of the party scene.
Greek life! I'm not in a sorority though.
Yeah, me and him are both in a fraternity. We're in Beta Theta Pi. That's how we met. Good times. But Greek life, it is actually a pretty big part of Cal Poly. I think it's like 20%, 25% people.
30%.
Maybe it's 30% of people are part of a fraternity or sorority or something along those lines in Greek life. And yeah, I know a lot of people that I knew were in it. A lot of people in my dorm were part of fraternity, sorority, whatnot. Yeah, definitely a good option. Cool place to meet people.
Yeah.
You're not in.
Yeah, so I'm actually not in a sorority or any Greek life association, but I do still think, like from an outside perspective, I do think it's a big part of the culture at Cal Poly, but I definitely don't think that it's necessary for you to be a part of it or anything. Like there's definitely other ways to make friends and like meet new people like through other clubs or just like through your classes or your dorm or whatever. But I do think that it's like a good way to socialize and make friends, and if you're looking to party, go out, whatever, it's probably like a good way to find parties and stuff.
Yeah, most parties, at least all the parties I heard of freshman year were through like. Okay, so me and Aiden, as I said earlier, are both in Beta Theta Pi, we're both in Greek life. We talk about why we decided to join. Yeah, so I rushed my second quarter and not rushed first quarter. I think I definitely do not regret it. I met so many cool people. I think that was the main reason I wanted to try to join. I know they had events basically all the time. There's always things to do on the weekends, on even weekdays too. And just a lot of cool people to get to meet and hang out with. And yeah, it actually is really cool. I mean, after I joined, there's people I see all around campus that obviously I didn't know before. I get to say hi to them. And that was definitely, that was nice. I wanted to join personally just because, like I said earlier, I did not meet that many people in my dorm. I just had like Sydney's friends and like that was it. So that's why I rushed, I guess. Yeah.
And for me, before coming to Cal Poly, I was kind of set that I didn't want to join Greek life. I kind of had like the stereotypical frat
douchebag.
Yeah, kind of like but I still went out. I went to Rush Week, and like the guys, at least in my fraternity, were super genuine. I love these guys. So most of my best friends are all in my fraternity. And I definitely think that even if you're like set, like I'm definitely not gonna join a fraternity, or I don't want to be part of a sorority or Greek life, I would say go out and just, it's not a commitment. You can at least go out. It's like an hour. You can be out there for an hour.
Free food.
Yeah, free food. It's like at least for fraternities, like you get like, if it's like a barbecue or something. It's super fun. You just get to talk to a bunch of people. So I'd say definitely go out. And yeah, my best friends are all in my fraternity now. So
yeah, I think there's definitely a negative connotation surrounding Greek life in general. I know definitely fraternities. So that's what I thought coming into it. I thought like if I rushed, or I just see a ton of douchey people basically. But like as you said, I know there's a lot of really genuine people that I've met. I mean, in our specific fraternity, and I can say the same for others as well. But yeah, definitely a really good option to meet people. Is that it? Alright, whatever. Okay, how hard is school? How hard is Cal Poly? I think for me coming into it, I thought it was gonna be like really, really, really difficult. I know coming from a high school, our high school at least was not really that rigorous, so I knew college was gonna be a big step, and especially Cal Poly. But I think really go into school with a mindset you're gonna have to work like your ass off basically, and I think if you go in with that mindset, you're gonna be ready. I think that's what I went into, and then it ended up being not as hard as I thought, but coming in with that mindset, it was able to be manageable. For sure.
Yeah. So basically going into the College of Engineering, the stereotype is that it's like it'll kill you, like it's so hard. I do think that there is some truth to that, especially like being a first year and going through your prerequisites and stuff. So like your supporting classes like physics and calculus, those honestly can be super tough because you learn at a completely different pace than you do in high school. The major classes are also pretty tough. First year, it's not too bad, but I've heard that it kind of escalates as you move on into higher levels. But I do think it is pretty difficult, and it's like, I mean, Cal Poly is known also for their School of Engineering, so there obviously like has to be some rigor in it. But don't be too intimidated. You definitely can do it, but it is pretty hard.
Yeah, nothing's impossible. People graduated, and your major.
Most people graduated.
And you don't need to graduate in 4 years,
Yeah,
and you can always take summer
fail,
classes.
You can fail classes. You can retake up to 16 units. So don't stress yourself out too much. You'll get through it.
We're both taking summer classes actually.
Yeah, we're both taking summer classes
to lighten the load
Good
a little
option.
bit.
Especially like you can take classes at like community colleges too, which is a big option.
Yeah.
Also, just be ready to get B's and C's.
Yeah, get ready to not.
In high school, like I'm
the
sure a
same
lot of you guys,
GPA.
if you're coming to Cal Poly, you probably got mainly A's and stuff or B's.
probably.
I don't know, but it's gonna be different in college. Don't stress yourself. That one grade does not matter that much.
Also,
if you're passing, C's get degrees. So.
C's do get degrees.
Also, one thing, at least for me, and I know a lot of people, high school, you kind of got away with studying right before the test, like the night before, or just even not studying at all. College, I would say it's different.
Yeah, it's
is
not like that at all.
So, start studying early.
Pay attention in class and go to class.
Go to class.
Go to
Go to class.
Yeah.
Go to class.
For my, I mean, being a business major, we honestly didn't have that many. We didn't have that many assignments. Like in high school, I'd have to turn stuff in basically every single night. In college, it was mainly like maybe one day a week I'd have to turn certain things in for a class. But it was mainly just studying like the textbook, watching over lectures, taking notes, going over those notes. Yeah. Doing practice problems. There's a lot of practice problems that I had to do at least. I'm sure you guys did too. But yeah.
Also, one thing for classes, before you actually get into class, read the syllabus. At least for me in high school, I didn't really read the syllabus for classes. I was kind of like, oh, it's just Spanish or something, or math. Like I wouldn't really. In college, the syllabus like really tells you a lot. And for me, I had one class where I didn't read the syllabus, and the first day we were supposed to bring a sheet of paper filled out, and I didn't have it because I didn't read the syllabus. So read the syllabus.
Also, check your professors.
So I know there is a stigma at Cal Poly that it is hard to change your major, which I'm not gonna lie, it is hard for some. At least transferring between certain majors, it can be difficult. Yeah. So for me personally, I actually did switch. I initially got in as business administration, and just, I guess, after the first quarter, I lost interest in what I was studying. And my roommate actually is the one who really helped me transfer to what I am now, which is computer engineering. And the process for changing your major, at least for certain majors, like it's definitely harder if you're transferring to a different college. So for me, I was originally in OCOB, and then I switched to the College of Engineering. It's gonna be a harder process than if you're switching just to civil engineering to something like materials engineering. It's gonna be a lot easier to switch from that to...
Because of the prerequisites.
Yeah, because of the prerequisites. So basically the process behind that is you basically have to do a bunch of research, meet with some advisors, and then start your ICMA, which can be stressful just because you do have to get certain classes, which it can be hard to get these classes. You have to get certain grades, and you have to kind of fulfill all these different requirements to change your major. Definitely talk with advisors. Mustang Success Center as a first year is super vital, at least for me. They helped me a lot with my ICMA, and it's doable. I changed my major, and I'm a lot happier now in what I'm studying rather than what I was originally admitted for. And I definitely think that if you don't like what you're studying, do your research and change early, just because it can be hard if you're a third year and you kind of want to change your major. you are going to be behind kind of far. So I would definitely say try to change your major early if you fall out of what you are studying.
But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible to change majors. It's
Yeah,
doable.
I know a ton of people that did change their major. A lot of people did. Like you said, a lot of people come into Cal Poly, you think it's impossible. It's definitely not.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, if you're changing within your own like college, if you're going from civil to materials or whatever, that's way easier than going from, like you said, like business to computer engineering. It's a lot harder. But I mean, he did it, so.
But I think if you're going into college kind of unsure about what you want to do and like unsure about the major that you chose, I would take that into consideration when choosing Cal Poly, just because the process is a little bit more difficult to change majors.
There's also no undeclared. You can't go into that's one thing about Cal Poly. You can't go into Cal Poly undeclared. You have to pick a major.
Yeah, and for me, if I failed my ICMA, which means I didn't meet every single prerequisite, it would get denied. I wouldn't change my major, and you can't request to apply to that major again. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. So if I failed my ICMA to computer engineering, I can't reapply to that. So you can get stuck in some like weird situations where if you fail, you can't switch in, and then you're just getting behind again if you want to switch. So definitely take it into consideration when committing to Cal Poly.
Yeah. It is hard.
Tips. One tip
For your freshman self.
You go.
Okay. One tip I'd give my freshman self is really put yourself out there as much as possible. Like, get involved on campus. There's so many different resources and options to go out and meet people. Obviously, like, it worked out, but I don't think I got as involved as much as I should have originally. And yeah, definitely go into it with the mindset that you want to meet as many people as possible, and really put yourself out there, knock on people's doors, say hi.
Yeah, that's one thing actually that me and my roommates did, is we went around like the entire building, all 5 floors, and we like knocked on people's doors. Not every door, well, at least like on my hall, we like knocked and we like introduced ourselves, and then we were just like walking up and down each floor, just saying hi to
You can
people.
do that.
But one tip that I would give my freshman self is, so personally, I met like a really good group of friends like super early on, like the first like 2 weeks, I think I formed like a really good friend group. But I think that kind of held me back from continuing to talk to more people with like the intention of becoming close friends with them, because I was like, oh, I already have my group, like whatever. But I think after that I kind of learned, I was like, oh, like this doesn't need to be it for me. Like I can still be super close with them and super close with all these different people. And I think I kind of did that in the other quarters. But yeah, if you do find a good group of friends, don't like isolate yourself. Keep going, keep meeting new people, because you never know. You never know who you're gonna meet.
Yeah, my tip is more about academics. If you have a question as a first year about anything academic related, go to the Mustang Success Center. Like, you don't know how to wait list a class, Mustang Success Center. You don't know how to pick your classes, go to the Mustang Success Center. You don't, literally anything you possibly have a problem with academically, just go to them. They were I know a lot of people, for me, like, they were super helpful. Any question I had, I would go there. I'd wait like 5 minutes to get in. Like, you literally just look up Mustang Success Center. It's like the first thing, join the queue, and they'll match. It's like a Zoom call, basically. And just go there, and they will answer any question you have. Mm-hmm. That's what I did, and at least for me, the first time I was taking classes, I had no idea what I was doing, and they did help me a lot. Like, so utilize that, and you can only use it as, it's only first years, so utilize that, please.
I didn't go there once.
I tried to go and then the queue stopped because it was too long.
Coming into college, I knew about Mustang Success Center and I wanted to use it, and I just
don't listen to them. Go to it.
Go to it though. I should have. Dude, but I copyrighted, bro.
Oh, shit.
Alright. Thanks for watching this video. So yeah, if anyone actually watched this, I don't know if anyone actually is going to, but leave some comments. We'll answer the comments. We'll put like our Instagrams in the description.
If you have questions.
Venmo.
Cash App.
It'll be in the description. Yeah, ask questions, please, because I don't think we answered like
there's probably a lot more.
everything. Yeah, there's probably a lot more questions you guys have. Specific questions. We can answer them.
Yeah.
Even if there's only one of you watching.
Yeah. And if you want to talk to us, you can, I guess, DM us. Well,
yeah, we'll answer your specific questions to one of us or something. Yeah, follow us on Instagram and stuff. But thanks for watching.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Good luck on your
Cal Poly
college.
is good. Cal Poly is fun.
We love Cal Poly.
We love Cal Poly.
If you see us, say hi.
Yeah, if all one of you sees one of us, come say hi.